Hi, I'm Shari with Organizational Learning and Talent Development. And have you ever driven to work and not known how you got there? You remember getting in your car when you left home, and now you're pulling in at work and you don't remember the drive? Or maybe you've been in the shower and thought, wait, do I still need to wash my hair, or did I already do that? So many of us have experienced that, where we've been in our brains and not really noticed what's going around us. And right now, we have even more negative stuff swirling around in our brains, from fear to worry to overall anxiety, as if just by thinking harder, I can somehow solve the problems of the world. And in fact, it's the opposite. When we start feeling, that our thoughts are spinning around in circles, what that's really doing is just hurting us. We feel more overwhelmed, more irritable. We're not able to focus. We're not able to sleep. And then that leads to a whole host of other health problems. So a really helpful technique is pulling ourselves back to the present and giving the brain a break. And if we're able to do that, if we're able to be a bit more mindful instead of caught up in our heads, it actually lowers our stress levels, it protects against anxiety, it lowers our blood pressure, it even helps us cope with social isolation. So the first step, to me, is the hardest step, and that is noticing that we were caught up in our minds to begin with. And then once we notice that, making that conscious effort to come back to our five senses. So what am I hearing or seeing or smelling or tasting or feeling? What does the cushion feel like that I'm sitting on? And just take some deep breaths. And as you do that, just listen to what sounds you're hearing, maybe what you're feeling, maybe what the temperature is in the room. And that's a really great beginning to getting back into our senses. So another one is, next time you take a shower, so tomorrow morning when you're gonna jump in the shower, instead of just doing it automatically, notice how great it feels, especially if it's a chilly morning and you're really sleepy. It feels so good to feel that warm water on us. So the other thing that we often do automatically is eat. We eat sometimes without even noticing it. If you've ever watched TV while eating a bag of chips, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Those things disappear quick. So promise yourself that the next time you sit down to eat a meal that you really like, you're gonna turn off the TV, you're gonna put away your devices, and really notice how it tastes, maybe how it smells, maybe how great it smells while it's heating up or while you're cooking. And my favorite time to notice that is when I'm baking. So a really great challenge to help us practice being mindful is the next time you're driving, if you come to a red light, so that's a symbol of stop, right? So stop being caught up in our brains and instead look around. Notice where we are. Take some deep breaths for the duration of that red light and come back into the present. So we're not grabbing our phones, we're actually being present for that time. And my favorite time to be mindful is when I'm taking a walk outside. I love, feeling the breeze like I'm feeling right now, looking around and seeing all the beautiful blossoms. Maybe I can smell how great they smell. And I've even been known to sometimes reach out and touch a petal and see if it's as velvety as it looks. I mean, not in your garden, just in mine. And if you pass someone and they're walking their dogs, that's another great reminder to be mindful, because if you look at a pup while it's being walked, it's wagging its tail and it's looking everywhere and maybe it's sniffing everything. And okay, granted, we don't want to think too much about what it might be sniffing. At the same time, it's such a great visual of being mindful. So it's not going to help us solve all of the world's problems. It is, however, going to help us cope with them.